Gypsy Rose Blanchard is an unaliver and a master manipulator, someone that absolutely should be in prison. And let me tell you why. She used a man that has autism and a low IQ, along with other mental health issues, to manipulate him into believing that her mom was harming her to protect her. And that has been found to not be 100% the truth. But I want to take you down this journey so you guys can see it. I'm laying it out so it's much easier for you guys to understand. Now, this is a clip of her when she first was interrogated by the interrogator. And you guys, she needs an Emmy for this.
And I want you to understand that you need to be honest with me. And if you're involved in anything that I'm about ready to tell you, then you need to tell me. Okay? Your mom's dead. Okay? Now, what I want to ask you is your mom's passed away. Okay? And she's deceased. All right? Now, what I want to ask you, did you have involvement in this? Okay? Just hang on. Listen to me for just a second. Okay? I want you to understand something. Okay?
Now, here's a clip when the interrogator continually asked her what was the reason why she did this to her mom. And this was her response.
Would you like to start from the beginning?
I only want you to start from the beginning, but we'll talk about that here in a minute. And I'm glad you're making that progress, okay? I'm proud of you for that. But the first thing that we need to get out of the way right now is why. That's the biggest thing. You know you've got friends. You've got friends that love you. That care for you. You and your mom.
Yes.
Have friends that care for you.
I know.
You know what? They're down there, down the bottom of this hill with that snowball, and they're asking all these questions. They're asking why.
I know.
Now, help me give them an answer as to why. Okay? You have to give me an answer as to why because they are so concerned about you.
I know. I have a lot of friends in this hurry. I know that. And I would never hurt my mom.
Okay, sweetheart, do you really want to dig yourself? You're digging yourself deeper. Okay?
No, seriously, I would never hurt her.
Listen to me, okay? I don't play around with that, okay? I'm not gonna play around with this, okay?
I didn't do anything.
Listen to me. Don't let that snowball get bigger because that's what you're doing right now, okay? You have a chance. You have the opportunity right here, right now. Because once I walk out that door and that opportunity's gone, guess what? It's gone. It's just like when that paper's taken away, when you're writing that pencil, you don't have a chance to erase that mistake, okay? You need to, in your family, in your friends, you don't have very many family members, but you've got a lot of friends. And we talked to them all, okay? And every one of them want to know why. That's all they want to know. They still love you. They still care about you. They listen to me for just a second, okay? All they want to know is why. And I have to give that to them because they can't sleep at night. Because they want to know why. That's all they want to know. Okay? So that's all they're looking at.
Sir, I have a million questions right now.
Okay, you know what? And I'm proud of you for wanting to ask those million questions. And you know what? We can answer those, okay?
Okay.
But we got to get down to the bottom of why.
Okay.
The why. And your friends are very, very concerned about you. They all love you. But guess what?
Sure.
Those friends are standing at the bottom of that hill.
I understand.
And that snowball is getting ready to crush them because they want to know why.
It's very, very clearly. You think that it's me? Why would you think that it's me? I have always loved my mom. My mom and I are best friends.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Please don't dig yourself in this hole. And that's what you're doing. You're still doing it. Okay? Do you not think that we've already talked to?
And when they asked Gypsy what led up to all this, you won't believe her response. You've got to watch to see it.
And we can get on with this, okay? And you're the person that knows the why. You're the only person that knows the why, okay? And that's where we're at with it. You're the only one that knows the why, and your friends.
Sir?
Do you really want to disappoint your friends?
No, of course not.
Okay, then why?
May I please speak?
Well, when we get to the why this happened,
I don't even really know what happened.
okay.
I came here because my mother kicked me out of my house. She and I were having relationship problems. I guess she wanted me to stay a little girl forever. She didn't really like my boyfriend. And she was like, pretty much, if you want to move to Wisconsin with him, fine, go. And I packed my stuff. She basically wanted me out of the house before then because we kept on having arguments, but I'm not a violent person. I would never ever hurt her.
That's cool right there that she is.
And a lot of our arguments stemmed from being with Nick. And so I just basically
It was
chose
actually
to
Dan that there
come
was an
here.
argument
I
for.
gave
She
him money
used
to
it.
come here, and I said, can you please come pick me up? Because my mom's kicking me out of the house real soon. And that's when he asked his mom, could I stay with his mom and him and his stepdad and his little brother? His mom said fine. So anyway, I don't exactly know the exact date he came to Springfield, but I know that I gave him the money to stay at a hotel. And anyway, I let him know that.
Hey, hang on a minute, okay? We're on a totally different direction here, okay? We're going to get back to where we started from, okay? You listen to me, okay? Let's get back to the why. We can talk all night long about this other stuff, and I'll sit here and I'll listen.
Now, a page today just recently posted this, and I want you guys to see this. This is the young man that Gypsy Rose used.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard has her life back, though it may be more accurate to say that she is actually living her life for the very first time. But the man that she conspired with for the murder that sent her to prison, well, that guy is still locked up, and he will be for the rest of his life. GODEJOHN was convicted of the actual hands-on stabbing of Gypsy Rose's mother, Dee Dee. That was in 2015, and since then, his attorneys have tried multiple times to get him a new trial. And their latest appeal claims that GODEJOHN is, quote, he has a diminished capacity. And they say it's due to autism and a low IQ. In short, they say that Gypsy's boyfriend at the time, who stabbed Dee Dee Blanchard 17 times, was manipulated
Allegedly.
to do that by someone who was smarter, a.k.a. Gypsy Rose. That is his strategy. And I want to bring in Mark Garagos, legendary trial lawyer, co-host of the Reasonable Doubt podcast, with Adam Carolla. Look, you're the lawyer in this conversation, my friend, but I always thought the time to bring up diminished capacity is when you're at trial, not after you've been convicted and you want another bite at the apple.
Well, as a non-lawyer, as always, Ashley, you're very perceptive. What they're trying to say now is that his lawyer at the time didn't do enough, was ineffective in not bringing up a diminished capacity defense. Diminished capacity defense, for people who aren't in the weeds here, basically attacks what's called mens rea, the mental state of the defendant. And you're trying to say that if the mental state was diminished or impacted, that therefore you didn't have the ability to form malice, which is required for murder. If that were the case, and he was convicted of manslaughter because he didn't have malice, he wouldn't be in custody. That's their argument.
So what are they going for here? They want a new trial, and they want the charge not to be murder, but manslaughter, which would give him a long sentence, but he'd get out. Is that effectively the strategy?
Well, it's effectively, if you get a new trial, he would have the ability to interpose, to plead a diminished responsibility, diminished capacity defense. The reason I call it either one, in California, they eliminated it. You remember, Ashley, the Harvey Milk and George Moscone murder and the Dan White Twinkie defense. That was what caused the elimination of diminished responsibility in California. You had Dan White, who was accused of the murder. He claimed, or he got a forensic person there to claim, that he had eaten too much sugar and Twinkies, and that caused a mental condition that didn't allow him to be convicted of murder and just manslaughter. Here you're saying this person was under the Svengali-like influence of the woman who your package just mentioned, Gypsy, and that because of that Svengali-like influence, he didn't have the capacity to form the malice which is necessary for murder. And if he got a new trial, he would prove that. And his lawyers were ineffective for not pursuing that the first time around. That's the argument.
A lot of you asked me in my post yesterday about Matthew Adams. Who is he and what is he in relations to my post? Well, Matthew Adams is allegedly a client of Rose, which is Gypsy Rose's divorce attorney. She represented this man allegedly during his divorce, where he had done a home invasion to his wife's home and put his kids in danger. Well, just when I made that post and I said what I said, I thought that was kind of going to be the end of that. But then I received a couple of more messages. And there's one in particular that I feel like I really need to say something about it. And I'm going to need your help. I need you guys to like, save, and repost this because it's going to be very important. I am a local here in the Bayou. There's a couple that repaired an RV in Grants Island after Hurricane Ida. Is fixed up. He tried to bite from underneath them. He's a huge bully. Now keep in mind, this is all alleged. This is secondhand information. He makes threats. He harasses the tenants that they have. And when I found out about what he did to his ex-wife and his parents, I told these people to get their kids out of state. I told him if he did not care about his own kids, he surely wouldn't care about theirs. A week after the couple sent their kids to their grandmother's houses, their house was invaded with a machete by a local drunk that Matt allegedly handed out notes by the campers for him. The man is in jail waiting pre-trial hearing. We can't prove that Matt was paying him to harass them, but we are praying that this man speaks out for a lesser sentence because we know that Matt had everything to do with it. Everyone knows. He's even admitted it, but we can't prove it. The man's name is David Shears. The charges are home invasion and attempted unaliving. Now, I do have pictures of Matt with this guy the day before he smashed into the neighbor's window. They don't want this guy to be away forever, as they know Matt and other people were involved. Now, the crazy thing about this all is Matt said he wanted to repair Grand Island from the hurricane. So why would he try to steal property or bust in on someone? Now, yesterday, y'all, Matt's daughter reached out to me, and honestly, I thought this was pretty crazy. She was saying basically she forgave her dad for the things that he has done to them, and that she doesn't feel like anyone online should speak about it because it stirs up past trauma. Which I feel like she was saying this because she didn't want her dad being spoken of. But the reality is this man is allegedly tormenting people in this area, and it needs to be spoken on. His time is getting ready to be up. Allegedly. And I feel like it needs to be spoken on. Now, I'm not going to put in her name. I'm also not going to put her message up here as she is only 18 and I don't feel like it's appropriate. But I will tell you my response to her. You should be ashamed of yourself for co-signing on an abuser. I am not going to quit talking about the corruption and abuse. I have plenty of proof and your whole town is talking. I would suggest you take a seat and sit down. A mistake isn't beating your parents or your wife. A mistake isn't picking up a pew-pew. That's a narcissist's character flaw. Being that you co-sign on this, years from now, you may find yourself in the same situation for protecting someone that is doing this. I said what I said, and I stand by it. You don't have to like what I have to say, but you cannot guilt trip me into bringing yourself into the situation, as your dad is the one that has done these despicable things. And he needs to take accountability and stop calling that a mistake, period. Now run along and tell daddy what I said. I'm going to be honest. I am not wishing that on her. But when you tend to protect people like that, you also tend to date and marry the same type of men that your dad is. It's just what happens. And I feel like her writing this is insane because I can't really tell you guys why, but y'all, it's crazy. Because if I tell you guys, I can't, but just know that this is absurd if you knew what I knew. But I wanted you guys to be aware, and now, the couple has not reached out to me. If they do, I'll disguise who they are. But I want to bring awareness to this. And the reason why I want to bring awareness is because these people almost lost their lives behind him wanting a property, allegedly. And this is who Gypsy Rose's attorney is co-signing on and decided to defend in divorce court, knowing everything that has happened. And allegedly, she tried to get the ex-wife on defamation, knowing that the things that she said was true. I'm telling you, it seems like the Bayou is corrupt, but Matt seems to be one of the worst in the Bayou, which is why he made that post yesterday. I guess he thought he was checking me. Poor little Matthew had his feelings hurt. You need to get a pair and own up and take responsibility and become a better person, because the thousands of things I've heard about you has not been very good. And the fact that you sent your daughter over here to try to manipulate me, sir, grow up and don't send kids over here. You have a great day, y'all. Bye-bye for now.